Hello everyone, I am Dr. Srijit BK. In this video we are going to learn about two kind of joints, quarter joint or socket and spigot joint and knuckle joint. So like a keys, joints are also used to join two uh, rods or shafts. And now we will go to the first kind of joint. It's called quarter joint or socket and spigot joint. So as I told, the purpose is to join two shaft. This is first shaft and this is second shaft. In order to make a joint, there are some kind of modifications are made on the shaft, and the modifications are one end of the one rod is made into a socket by enlarging the diameter. So in this figure, this side is socket. You can see the diameter is increased and interior is kind of hollow, where the spigot is going to fit. The other end, the one end of the other shaft, the second shaft is made spigot, something like this. There also diameter is slightly increased, and slots are there on both this socket and spigot. After assembling this socket inside socket and spigot, the cotter is inserted. This is called cotter. This cotter is inserted through this grooves or the holes which we machined. The cotter comes in contact with the two rods, this rod and this rod, and on the opposite side, leaving some clearance on the other two sides as shown in figure. So you can see some clearance here and here, and some clearance here and here. So this clearance are on the opposite side of cotter and of the socket and spigot. If for socket, this side is the clearance side, and for spigot, this is the clearance side. So this is the physical appearance of a cotter and spigot joint, or socket and spigot joint or cotter joint. Now this is how it looks like after joining. So this is the rod, this other side rod or the shaft, this is the cotter, this is socket, this is spigot, and altogether it looks like this. Now we have to see how to draw the 2D drawing of this cotter joint or socket and spigot type joint. So this is how we need to draw this 2D drawing. Here all the dimensions which are required are defined in terms of diameter of shaft D. So in our drawing we will take the diameter of shaft D as 25 mm. So instead of capital you can consider it as a small d, because in the figure everywhere it is written as small d. So both the d's are same. So this shaft diameter d, small d, is equal to 25 mm. So based on that diameter we have to draw the entire figure. We need to draw the sectioned front view and one side view. This third figure is not required, that I will use for some explanation. So we need this figure and this figure. You have to name all the part 1, 2, 3, etc. You can see all the dimensions are represented in terms of diameter of shaft D, which is equal to 25 centimeter. So I am going to explain how we can draw this figure. First you draw a central axis line, and before you start drawing the figure, again I am remembering, always draw all the lines using thin lines in the beginning, because in between we may have to rub it or we may have to convert into dotted line. So in the beginning use thin lines to draw it. You can start drawing this figure either from right side or from left side. That's left view. Anyway, I am going to start from left side. So this from here I'll start. This is the diameter D. With respect to this axis, it is D, half up above and half below. So this length is you can take any length. There is no constraint up to here. But from here to here, the length, this distance is 3.3 D minus 6 mm. So what you want to do is, you draw two lines like this, okay, vertical two lines. Then first this one up to here, then you have 1.75 D line here. So draw that line from here to till end, thin line. Okay, from this end, means this end, go back at a distance of D, then you will reach here. So from D you go up to the distance of this 2.5 D. So here to here it is 2.5 D. So you reached here, you know this line, so join it. So like that, and this interior dimension is 1.2 D. This is 1.2 D. So you complete this left side, the socket side. So entire thing you can draw like this. Okay. Now we can start drawing the spigot, the right side portion. The diameter of first one is shaft diameter, it is D. Next, this diameter is 1.5 D, which is having thickness of 0.4 D. So you can complete the drawing up to here. Then from what we required is this diameter, which one we have already drawn. So its the diameter is 1.2 D, this diameter. So from here to here you need to draw a line, and you need to leave a small gap here. That gap is equal to Z. That value is equal to 3 mm. X, Y and Z values are 3 mm. So you leave a gap from here, a 3 mm gap. So draw a line like this, then join this up to here. And whenever you are joining, you need to note one thing: everywhere we are using chamfering. There is no straight joining. Chamfering means some arc joining. Here one arc joining, here one arc joining, here everywhere it is arc joining. So in almost all machine components, the joints will be, every step joints will be like this chamfered one. So we have completed this spigot also. Now we need to draw the quarter joint. Next we need to draw this quarter. For that one, you consider this dimension. From this end to here it is D. That means if you draw a vertical line at a distance of D from this side, it will be something like this, or it will reach here. We know that the gap between this part, this dotted part, and this quarter end is X, which is equal to 3 mm. So you leave a distance of 3 mm here and draw a vertical line like this. Okay, so how we are drawing? From this side, draw take a distance of D and reduce a 3 mm from D. That is, here to here it is D minus 3 mm. Draw a vertical line like this. That's the quarter. So from here we need to start drawing the quarter. So always remember, the quarter we will start drawing from here, from the center point. So we got a central vertical, we got a vertical line. Now you move to here, this axis, this point. So the thickness at this point for the quarter is 1.3 D. So up to here we have 1.3 D. So you mark a dot here. So we got this vertical line and we got this point. Now we should know what's the height of quarter. The height of quarter is 3.5 D to 4 D. So it can vary. There is no exact dimension, or there is no restriction for that. From 3.5 D to 4 D height, from this here to here we can go. So what I am going to do is I will take 3.5D from here to here. So this line, the vertical line, whichever we have drawn, should have a height of 3.5D. Okay, this one is 3.5D, and we have this point, and we know that for this quarter, one side is parallel and other side is tapered. So vertical line is parallel and other one is tapered. The taperness is around 1:30 mm. So if I take 3.5D as a height, then what I am going to do is I am going to draw only the half portion, this top portion in the beginning. So this top portion length is around okay, for easy calculation, instead of 3.5D I will take 4D. And one more thing you need to remember, this dimension here it is slightly wrong. We need to mark from this point to this point as 40. That means this horizontal line to this horizontal line, it is 4D. So if D is 25 mm, then total length will be 100 mm. So from here to here the half length will be 50 mm. So what is the taper? 1:30. So what will be the this inclination? For that we need to consider this taper 1:30 means if I go 30 mm in vertical direction, this horizontal distance will increase by 1 mm. That means if I go like this, so I said this point is a vertical point, so this distance will be increased by 1 mm if this height is 30 mm. That is the meaning of 1:30. But here in our case, what is this height is 50 mm. So how we will find it? For that, what we want to find is find the ratio 1:30, or 1/30 is equal to x by 30. What is x? This distance, horizontal distance, which should be moved from the vertical direction, from here to here, how much it should be moved. So if I calculate 1/30 is equal to x by 50, if I calculate the value of x, it will be 5/3. So what does it mean? That this here it is 1.3D. If I draw same line here, it will be somewhere here. So from since it is tapered, I need to go move a little bit left side. That left side distance is represented by small x. So that value is equal to 5/30. How I got is 50/30 by calculating 50/30. So I got this point. So you draw this line, join this point and the marked center point, and extend it to up to here, the 50 mark. Okay, so we got this entire rectangle. So next what you want is the arc. For that one, take this as center and up to here as radius. Draw an arc like this, and again take this point as center, take up to here as radius, draw a arc. So this arc and this arc will coincide somewhere here. So take that coinciding point as center and radius from that center to this point as radius. Draw this arc here. Same way repeat here. That means from this point, take this point as center and radius is equal to up to here. Draw a arc. Next take this point as center, radius up to here, take draw a arc, meet one point. So next take that point as center and up to here as a radius, draw this arc. So you will get this quarter. This is how you need to draw the figure. So you hatch the required portion. Similarly you draw this side view. So the thickness of quarter is 0.3D. Now we will move to the next kind of joint. It is a knuckle joint, or otherwise we call it as pin joint. It's a pin joint to fasten two circular rod with their axes intersecting, means parallel axis. the same axis, both the shaft having same axis. One end of the rod is formed into an eye end. So this is the shaft. The end of that shaft is made into a specific shape called eye end, and other end into a fork. This is the fork end. So this is the shaft, the other end is made into a form of fork. The eye end of the rod is placed in the hole. So we have made a hole here and here. So we will insert this eye end into this fork end, so that this hole center comes centrally, and then we will insert this pin, this knuckle pin into this one, and from the top we will insert you can see one hole here. So we will insert this this collar over here, and for this collar also one hole is there. So this hole and this hole should coincide at the top, and then we will insert a pin. So this will be the assembly. So you can see this is the circular pin. So here it is a collar. So we are inserting a taper pin here, so that it will form a single joint. The advantage of this kind of joint is, after assembly, the rod are swivels about the center pin. Knuckle joints are used in air brakes of locomotives, suspension links, etc. So it can be moved like this. Like this, it can be swivel. That's the advantage of this knuckle joint. So whenever we need a movement or rotation like this, we can go for knuckle joint. This is a enlarged figure. So all the details are here. Now we will move to drawing side. How to draw the 2D sketch of this knuckle joint. Again, one more figure is here. This also shows the interior of the joint. Anyway, it is not a much complex one. It's a very simple one. So we'll see how to draw it. So this is the figure. Here also we can take diameter as 25 mm. So rest of the all dimensions are expressed in terms of this shaft diameter. Here I am going to explain only the major part, which you may feel a bit confused while drawing. So I am going to start from left side. So the first part is the shaft. Its diameter is D. In drawing you can take as 25 mm. So this length you can arbitrarily choose any length. Next, this is the diameter. The diameter is equal to 1.2 D, and this length is equal to 1.5 D. So you draw something like, anyway you have studied the drawing method for nut and bolt. In the same way you can draw here. This is a total. Suppose this is a total length. You can make it as a half of that one, quarter of that one, quarter of that one. So draw the appropriate arc now to complete it. So next we can find the central axis. So draw that central axis, and then you draw a vertical axis at a distance of 4D from this side, 4D from this side. So you got a vertical axis also. Now we have drawn this line, arc, everything at a distance of 1.5 D. Then what we want to do is draw a horizontal line from here to here, up to here, this central axis, because we know only dimension up to here. Now what's the dimension till this end? It is from this central axis, it is D. So you draw this line. So like that we have completed this central portion, the eye end. Now this portion you can draw easily because all the dimensions are given, so I am not going to explain it. Only thing that this distance is equal to 1.2d from the central vertical axis. So take that as center. Draw first the semicircle at a radius of 1.2d. So you connect these two lines with that one, and next this arc, then this dimension is again, it is equal to 1.2d, this much. So you join that arc with this one like this, continue as it is. Anyway, all these are very simple procedure, no need to explain much. All other dimensions are given here clearly. So your task is to draw this figure in your sketchbook with taking shaft diameter as 25 mm, and if figure is too big in your sketchbook, then go for scaling it. So that's all about the joints. So next video we will discuss about couplings. And one more point I need to explain with respect to previous video that I will show you, where I forgot to include some dimension. Yeah, in the previous video, that single-headed feather key. So in this one, these are the required dimension. Anyway, only height is important, so 12 mm. So in the previous some sketch also, this instead of 12 mm I have written 14 mm. So you calculate it properly with these relations. This is 12 mm, this is 12 mm. Anyway, this width of this head or jib kind of head is not so important. Anyway, you can take it as this 1.5t, this edge. Okay, at this point I forgot to tell in the previous video. And in some other sketches also, instead of 12 I have written 14. That also you carefully take care of that. Anyway, I am going to attach the slides of this presentation in your Google Classroom. Please go through that one also. Thank you.